Hello everyone and welcome to e-Ride channel. My name is Oleg. Today we're gonna do compare kind of video of Ghostcat F3 model versus to Raev Bullet GT V2 model. So again, it's kind of similar bicycles, but they'll be different by power, also performance. My preference I'll tell you at the end of this video. Also, it's a little bit different, I would say, bicycle purpose. That's why I want to make this video, so you can decide which one will be right for you. I will just go over all the spec, my experience, so you can kind of decide. I'm 5'11" and I weigh 215 pounds. That will give you some kind of idea. I will sit on the Ghostcat. The Ghostcat currently MSRP is $2,099, and GT V2 model it's $2,399. Both of them have some sales. I'll have all the discounts, which I have a very nice discount for the Raev as well. Everything will be in description, so if you like any of these bicycles, check link in description so you can save some money and support my channel. So let me sit on this Ghostcat, and I'm 5'11". You can probably see it from the distance. Once I sit on it, it will sink about maybe 2 inches, as you can see. Okay, so the position, as you can see, more aggressive on this bike. When you decide to pedal this bike, your feet will go all the way up to your shoulder, and that's something about the pedaling. It's a bit windy here, so you might have some extra noises. So that's position, and I think it's a good part that it's more aggressive, and because this bicycle is more for actually aggressive riding, for off-road riding, more like a sport bicycle, I would say, almost like Suron type. So let's get closer to the Raev, and then I'll go over spec and I'll explain some more information so you can understand better. I think the Ghostcat actually will be better versus like to GTX model, which very similar design, but I don't have GTX right now, so I decided to make it to GTV2. So GTV2, it's a little bit smaller than GTX model. So it's about this one is like 29 inches from the ground, 33 inches I believe, oh no, 29 and 32 inches from the top. So it's good someone who is 5 feet tall and above. So I'm 5'11" on this bike. You can see I sit on it. It does not really sink because the rear shock, only the fork actually do some movement. So this bike actually better for someone who's shorter. So this one is kind of up to probably 5'10", 5'11", somebody I would recommend to go with. And if you are taller, GTX would be the next step. So let me remove the kickstand. And as you can see, even on the smallest one, my feet still have space, so I will not kick myself in my nose while I'm pedaling. You probably have this experience on Ghostcat, most likely, or on some other similar bicycle. So you're gonna get much better experience pedaling on the Raev bicycles. Also, you can see when I sit on this bike, my straight up position, I can completely straight up my back if I want to. And this one is a small one, so if you're gonna go with GTX, you're gonna have even better straight up position. And that's the biggest difference between two of those bicycle as well. And then the power, of course. And I almost missed to tell you how high the seat on the Ghostcat F3 model. It's 32 inches the lowest part, 33.5 inches on the highest position. This one will be a 34, I believe. But again, once you sit on this bike, it will sink like about, you can see like maybe 1 or 2 inches. So again, once you sit on it, depending on your weight, of course. Under my weight, I have it actually set up to the stiffest position, so you cannot really go any stiffer on this spring anymore, and it still would go about 1 or 2 inches. It's a good and bad. The good part that you're gonna have very smooth ride. It will be very responsive. The shock over here on the Ghostcat are one of the best on the market for this price range bicycles. So you cannot really complain about it because you're gonna get really good performance. Versus to GT model, it does not really move. It's just the simplest spring shock, which have like about maybe an inch travel. I believe it's only 500 pounds, but the way the swing arm design versus to Ghostcat, you'll have zero movement almost. So I would recommend, of course, to upgrade it to better shock performance. If you decide to go with GT V2 model, unless you're riding in a city, so you will not really need it because in a city it will be very smooth and comfortable ride. And I'll explain why as well, because number one, seat comes from Raev bicycles. You can ask any owner who have different bicycles. The Raev bicycle has one of the best comfortable seats, and they have the same seat basically on every single bicycle you're gonna buy from them. Bullet, GT, GTX model. It's gonna be about the same quality, same softness, same plush seat. They're not only wider, but they're also very soft. So because they're soft, you will not really feel it will compensate the shock it will get. So even you get the Bullet model with hardtail, it's still gonna be very comfortable to ride in the city. For off-road, I don't really recommend to buy a Raev bicycle if you're planning to ride a lot of off-road, because you would have to upgrade probably the shock. The fork may be okay, but rear shock probably you want to upgrade on GT model. Unless you're gonna go with GTX. GTX have better shock. It's very similar, but a little bit different performance-wise, and it's a better brand. And basically, it's air shock, so it's give you more adjustment, so you can adjust to your preference as well. So GTX is more like upgraded models they have. It will have the same power, but you'll get better shock as well. Also, you'll get a longer seat for two people ride comfortably. Also, the seat will be about 32 inches from the ground, and I believe 34 the highest position. You'll have about 1 inch. Once you sit, it will go about 1 inch down, not as a lot. Raev Bullet GT V2 or GTX model will not be as bouncy as a Ghostcat F3 or F3X model, because of the shock on the GT model is pretty firm. On the GTX it's a little bit softer and more adjustable, as it's with the air, so you can adjust the air pressure inside and see how much you want to be as soft and smooth. But again, it's a little bit different. It's more travel on this one. On DN, it's DNM burner 25 RCP 25, so it's comes with different adjustment, but again it's kind of softer, I would say. At the same time, you would need to adjust to your weight, because right now I'm adjust to the maximum and it's good for me. But again, once you sit on it, it will suck in about 1 or 2 inches. With Raev Bullet V2 GT V2 model, you will not feel any sucking at all. With GTX, it may be under 1 inch only. When it's two people, it will go a little bit down, but again, it's much better to ride for two people if you buy GTX model. So Ghostcat is a single rider bike usually. I don't know why they include the rear, and I already lost it. It looks like it's a rear pegs versus Bullet GT model. All of the models come with the options to attach. Sometimes they do have special on it, they give you for free, but otherwise you would have to buy it. You can buy from the Raev website, link in description, to get extra discount maybe, or you might want to search on Amazon, they're also available. But you can see the different kind of design and also the swing arm. I'll post both of them and you can see the difference. It's I think it's a better job to the frame on GT model or any of the bicycles. You can see how thick the tubes are. The paint, it's amazing. It's with sparkles. So it's more like premium frame build versus to Ghostcat is more generic. You can find the same frame on many other brands who use the same frame most likely. It's much thinner tubes, aluminum, and it just built differently. Again, it's a different performance bike, but you can see from the distance. And GTX model comes with dual batteries now, and the top battery is 20 amps, the bottom one is 8 amp. You do have to charge them currently separately, but in the future hopefully they'll make one charging port for both of them. You can buy separate charger with a splitter to charge them at the same time, but again I would just buy another charger. This way will be faster charging. So it's about 8 amp more battery versus the Ghostcat, but again the power it's much different. So if you want a really performance bike, Ghostcat will be better because it comes with 1500 watt motor, 52 volt system, 1500 watt continuous power, and peak about 2000, versus to GT V2 model it's a 1000 motor, and it's actually marked I believe 750 only for legal purposes, but it's 1000 watt motor and can go up to 18 peak power, 1800 peak power. The speed wise, GTX model would have the same motor. It's a little bit smaller. I'm gonna get these bikes off the sun because it's getting hot, so I'm gonna get them off the sun, and we're gonna talk more about the motors and the speed. Well, let's talk about the power. So you definitely get more power on the Ghostcat, regardless if you're gonna get Ghostcat F3 or F3X model. With Raev Bullet, you do get power. It's pretty quick acceleration as well, but it's not as powerful as Ghostcat. You get a very good power as 1000 watt motor, which give you good speed. The GT model with the V2 model would go up to 32 miles an hour, and if you're gonna go with GTX model, it would be the same speed as the Ghostcat, 35 miles an hour. I'm not sure why is the difference. They told me it's the same motor, but about 3 miles better. Maybe the tires as well. Sometimes tires may play this trick as well, but it does come with better tires versus to the Ghostcat right now. Canada tires, it's a little bit more performance tire for the street or racing, I would say, because it's better. But again, GT V2 model only going up to 32 miles an hour, which is pretty fast actually, if you realize it's very fast speed for the bicycles. And Ghostcat easily up to 35 miles an hour with my weight 215 pounds. If you're lighter, you might go faster on the Ghostcat a little bit. Raev Bullet GT model actually have the maximum up to 32-33 miles an hour. That's all you're gonna get, and I think it's pretty much good so far for this kind of bicycles, as it's set up this way. So the difference in brakes, huge difference. You can see on the Ghostcat you got 203 millimeter disc brakes with a very solid 4 piston brakes system. On the Raev bicycle you got like Raev branded brakes, dual piston, 160 millimeter on GT V2 model, and GTX would have very similar brakes. It would have 4 piston and 203 millimeters, because they have better braking system on GTX as well. Very similar. This brakes actually good enough for this kind of bike so far. I have no problem to braking. It's braking actually even better because of the tires on the street. I'm not sure how it will be good off-road because the tires are actually bolt for the street, so it's grabbing the good on the dry road. On the wet road, I don't know how it will perform. Some people want to ride it in a rain. I would not really recommend to ride in rain. I think it would be slippery, both of the models. But on the dry surface, Raev bicycle brake a little bit better versus the Ghostcat. As a way, I mean a brake. The brake would lock in the disc or wheel, but it will not stop because it will continue moving. So that's why I think I would stop much quicker with Raev versus to Ghostcat. The weight about the bicycle about the same, unless, well, I mean the same if you keep single battery, but because it comes with dual batteries, 82 pounds. So the Ghostcat about 82 pounds, same as a Raev bicycle GT model, but with the battery it would be about 89 pounds with GT V2 model. So you get about 6 to 7 pounds, about 6 pounds more the smaller battery, I would say. Again, you get a little bit weight, but it's very similar because they actually have aluminum frame, and I will show you close up. You can see the frame later as well. The fork looks the same, but I feel it's much softer and a better travel on the Ghostcat. So I would say the Ghostcat have better fork even on the F3 model versus on the GT model. It is about 80 millimeter travel, actually even looking the same. Comes with same compression adjustment preload, but I think you're gonna get more travel on Ghostcat. So this one is about 100 millimeter travel, same compression adjustment and preload, but it looks like it's much more travel and actually smoother and better working for me. As a headlight, very similar, a little bit different, but I mean similar at night, same brightness usually, so there will be not much difference, I would say. The tail light, it's about the same on both of the bikes. Let me turn on, so I will turn it on so you can see it as well. So display, it will be different. I need to turn the battery on because I turned it off. So the display will welcome you to Ghostcat, and this is a display. You will see voltage, trip, pedal assist levels different, up to 5, but I think you can change to 9. You can do a lot of adjustment in settings once you get password. You do need to get password to adjust the speed once you get out of the box, because both of the bicycle will come with a speed limit up to 20 miles only, and it's set to, so you would need to set to unlimited with the special password you're gonna get. So let's see how bright is tail light. So it's actually pretty bright. And turn on the Raev bicycle, and Raev bicycle come with a smaller display, so it's not color display. A lot of people want color, I don't know, but I like it this way because it's very clear. You can see everything you want on this display. But let's turn on the headlight, and tail light. So it's pretty much very similar, not as bright. It comes with brake light as well, and here's a headlight. So I would say headlight would be about the same. There's not much difference. So Raev Bullet comes with only 3 speed, and as you can see, there's no gear shifter. It comes with thumb throttle on the right, horn, and single speed. Okay, with a Ghostcat, it comes with a 7 Shimano Altos derailleur, so it comes with 7 speed and 7 speed Shimano gear shifter on the right. It does come with horn as well, full throttle, and I'm gonna turn it off just in case accident happens when it's on already with me, not the first time. So I usually keep my bicycle off when I do this video. So it comes with nice grips, kind of vegan leather, I would say. Very comfortable to hold for a longer ride. With Ghostcat, it comes rounded. It's nice to hold. I notice my hands are tight more because of the position you're gonna ride on the Ghostcat versus to Raev bicycle, regardless if it's Raev Bullet or GT or GTX. You can ride for longer, I think, on those models. That's what I try to test range on GTX model, and I didn't get any back pain much. Versus the Ghostcat, I don't really can ride for a long time because the position lean forward, it's not as comfortable gonna be for me personally, and I cannot really pedal the bike much. I cannot pedal as good, I guess, and if I pedal it, I would have my feet going to my face, so it's very close. With GT V2 model or GTX model or even Bullet model, I can pedal okay. It will not be the most comfortable pedaling, but it's still okay for e-moped style bicycles. So I took it in more shade here, so you can see the side by side the seat. So this one is a smaller seat. With GTX you can get much wider, also longer. Really great for two riders. I would not say it's bad seat on the Ghostcat. It's still soft. Ghostcat, it's I would rate it probably up to 8, while the Raev will be like 10. You can get upgraded seat on the Ghostcat from the selling one, and it's about $300. So it will be not only much softer, I understand, and better, but also it will be longer, and it will add another inch or so to the bike, so you will have better pedaling as well. So handlebars are very similar, but Ghostcat has a long, wider handlebar, which is I believe 28.5 inches wide. On the Raev Bullet GT or GTX model should be about the same. It's about 27.5 wide, but you can see there are different handlebars. So this one is like more straight, that one is more raised, so it's give you better position. But they actually, as you can see, they're about same height from the ground, but the way you can adjust, it's and I do have actually a riser over here, but it does not really help me much. It still pull me forward, so it still gave me a little bit difference, like not as comfortable riding experience. And here side by side, and I want to show you so you can see the difference also in frame, because it's hard to see unless you put them side by side. So here's the frame tubes on Ghostcat versus the GT V2 model. It's thicker. It's these tubes are thicker on this model. Also, Bullet models comes as a steel. This one is aluminum. It's I think it's you can see, actually I don't even say it, need to say anything. You can see the difference. So it's made black. They do come in different colors as well, but this one is a black and there's some sparkles, so it's a metallic black. They come in green and yellow, and sometimes they do special colors. Again, in my opinion, I think GTX or GT model comes with better frame. You can see it's thicker. I believe this GT model or GTX rated up to 330 pounds. I personally don't remember exactly Ghostcat. You might want to check website with the maximum load on it. I did test GT and GTX model for 2 people riding. I was able to ride on both of them with my wife. I never tested with Ghostcat actually. Like I did try, but it was not as good. But again, it's not as good to ride with 2 people unless you're a very light person. For us, it's gonna be over 200, actually over 330 pounds. So actually I went almost to over limit on the Raev bicycle. Yeah, it was probably over limit. So again, about the mudguards, you can see mudguards or fenders are small, both of them. That's why there's not much to talk about them, as they're both of them don't do really any job at all, as they will not protect you from dirt. So it will be about the same splash and dirty if you're gonna go off-road riding. But again, they are different design, different performance. So if you're planning to ride in a city for a long ride and you want more straight up position, if you don't care, because this power is great as long as you know how to ride it. If you are not experienced rider, you have high risk to fall on the Ghostcat. You have to take it easy, and even on the low speed, take it easy, learn it, how to brake it, because the brakes are better. They grab the brakes very, like the wheels very good, but at the same time that may cause crashing. With the Raev bicycle, it's more stable on the road. It's very stable on the road as well. I think it's much safer bike to ride at a low speed as well. It will not go as fast. It will not accelerate as quick but it's still, if you're first time riding the electric bicycle, it will be wow, very quick for you. Almost forgot to talk about the power. So Ghostcat comes with a 140 Nm torque motor and Raev Bullet GT or GTX. I believe they put under like 90 Nm torque, but I think it's about 100. I would rate it about 100 Nm torque. So it is torquey bike, very nice, but it's very smooth acceleration. It's a quick for 1000 watt motor, but you can see the difference. The motors, it's much larger on the Ghostcat versus to GT V2 model or GTX. About the same motor should be, just different tires, but they are the same power, and the speed is 35, 32, and GTX will be 35. So if you want more power, then Ghostcat F3 or F3X model would be the choice. Again, this is one of the powerful bike. I know a lot of people say, oh, I can see on Amazon it says 2000 watt, it says 2000, even more, 5000, whatever they say. That's all lies. It's not continuous power, it's a peak power which will not provide you as much power. Most powerful Ghostcat electric bicycle I tested in this kind of category, 52 volt system. I know there's more faster and more powerful bicycle, but they're 60 and above voltage system. So as 52 volt system, it's a very powerful motor, very reliable in my opinion, because I rode it in a hill. I did a lot of tests in a hill, off-road. It's not overheating, it keeps the road well, it's not gonna stop, controller will not overheat, so I didn't have any issue with the bike at all. So about power, Ghostcat in the hill test area, in the hill test, performed very good. It went up to the hill, the top part was like 30 miles an hour. I did like 5 times on this bike. With GT model or GTX model, it can go up to 10 miles per hour on the steepest hill I tested, and I tested only like once or twice. So again, never have any issue with Raev Bullet bicycles controller. I know some people did, but it can happen to any bicycle. You can always have some issue with them. Also the customer service. The Ghostcat have very excellent customer service. Not just I want to tell you this. I can see that on the forums they have, like on Facebook group. A lot of people happy with the support because they respond you quickly. They're based in California, and they will take care of any issue you may face. Again, if the parts in stock. I know sometimes the parts might be out of stock regardless of the brand you're gonna choose. While the Raev bicycles had a very good support as well. There is a person who actively respond all the questions online available. They're usually in a different time zone sometimes, so you may have a little bit delay. Also, I know Raev bicycle have some delay with some parts as well, and still have might be delay to some consumer who is waiting for the parts, because some of the parts coming from the China, not directly from California base. So you may have, like, if you have like controller or issue with the battery or with the motor, if you have an issue, they might take a little bit longer time to replace. But they do have excellent service as well. I think they're doing very good job. Recently, I think the person who was taking care of, she left for some reason, but as the new people will just catch up. Again, I would pretty equal support. I would say Ghostcat probably might be better support right now because they do have a local support. You can even email them, and probably they can call you as well. Again, it's something personal, and everybody will have different experience, but I see a lot of people very happy with support with Ghostcat, and same with Raev, and some people are not happy as well. So again, I think both of them have great support, and they're located in California, the company, and they do have many stores starting open up. Raev bicycle also sells them in different bike shop, so you might check with your local bike shop if they carry. So again, Online you're gonna get always better price, usually more discounts, but you would have to assemble by yourself. In the shop sometimes they do it for free, sometimes they charge you extra to assemble. So hard question gonna be for me to answer you guys which one I like the most. I like both of them, but for different purposes. That's why I always tell, don't buy electric bicycle until you know which one you want and what you want to do with this bicycle. So I cannot tell you I like this one, that's it. It's my one of the best bicycle. It's one of the best bicycle, but it's not my favorite bicycle. I don't really have any favorite bicycle. I like them all, but at the same time, I use them as needed for different purposes. So for example, the Ghostcat, excellent bicycle to ride in a city or off-road on track only without much pedaling. It would be number one bicycle for me to go for speed like 30 miles an hour, like some adrenaline if I'm looking to go off-road, riding in a hill area. Excellent for hill area because it's going uphill easily without overheating. Excellent for San Francisco hills. It will go no problem at all. It will climb without pedaling. That's one of the reasons the Raev bicycle removes the speed. So it comes with simple one gears, that's it. Even with 1000 watt you can go basically any hill. At least I could go any hill. If you light a person, you can go to uphill much faster than I do. So I think both of them will perform in a hill area well, depending on your weight, of course. If you're more heavy than me, like I'm 215 pounds, then you might want to go with Ghostcat if you need to ride in uphill without pedaling at all. But Raev bicycle is much better for longer ride, for more pleasant, like without rushing more than 30 miles an hour, I would say 31, 30. With GT V2 model, GTX model can easily keep up 32, 33 miles an hour on flat road. With a rider like me, if you lighter, you will go faster. Again, your butt will be very happy with the seat right out of the box. With the Ghostcat, you might consider to upgrade the seat, invest some money in the better seat they sell, add it up. You can buy without and add up later, or you can add it up right away so you don't have to wait longer. They have custom seats, but because of the seat, I like to ride Raev bicycle. Also the handle position, the way it's seated, it's much more relaxed, more like Harley Davidson kind of style. This one is like more ninja style, like more like going Ducati, like more racer. So that's why I would say if you're looking for like more like racing type of bicycle with a low handlebar, then go with Ghostcat. Regardless if it's going to be F3 or F3X. F3X would be one of the premiums they have, and I think it's a great actual price. Great bicycle because of the front fork, headlight brighter, so you get all, and tires much better. Again, GTX model would be one of the best they have. If you're more than 5'10", taller than 5'10", go with Raev GTX model because it's larger. It will give you better experience pedaling. If you're planning to pedal, any Raev bicycle will be better experience of pedaling. Even with one gear on pedal assist level 1, it would be much better because I don't think everybody can pedal on the Ghostcat because I can pedal basically any bicycle, even the kids bicycle, but as you can see it will go all the way up, too high. You can probably reduce to shorter crank arm, and that will help. But you can also see the clearance from the ground, it's higher, so it's much better to riding off-road as well. With GTX, the crank actually, you can see the chainring, it's much larger actually on the front, so you can pedal at a higher speed. Versus with Ghostcat, you're gonna get Ghostcat pedaling at probably after 20 miles an hour. I don't remember exactly, but again, it's less clearance. You can both of them. You can go off-road. I don't think there should be any problem to go off-road on both of them, but you're gonna have much better experience Ghostcat for off-road. City, I would go even like, again, if you have enough money, go with F3X. If you're on budget, just go with F3. if you want off-road riding and a lot of torque. If you're okay with the torque as is on Raev, I think the Raev, it's a very nice bike. I got a lot of compliments. It's actually one of the best resale bike I have. That's why I don't have GTX. Somebody asked me to sell it and I sold it already. So GTX, any Raev bicycle, actually one of the best resale value. A lot of people actually ask me for them. And Ghostcat, I don't know. I have not sold it and I still keep it. So I'm gonna make more videos on this bike. I like it as a powerful. It's off-road. I probably will take more for off-road riding to go further because it's fun to ride. It's much smoother off-road. So basically it's an off-road beast. But for a bicycle, if you're looking to get something comfortable to ride in a city, even for two people, or I used to ride with a child in front of me sitting on the GT model. So it's a longer range battery as well, to get about 50% more range on this bicycle, or GTX model as well. Not only because the battery is larger, but also the motor is smaller and it will take less power, so you have better range on the bike as well. So if you need more range, of course, Raev GT V2 or GTX model would be probably best. So it's up to you to decide which one would be perfect fit for you. That's very hard for me to tell. If you still have questions, message me on Facebook. I will leave a link in description so I can give you better advice, because everybody have different preference, different needs, and I think every single bicycle are great, but it's all based on your needs. And again, thank you guys for watching. Comment below which one you like, which design you like, what do you think about the tubes. I think it's not bad, but again, for some reason I think the Raev Bullet or GT, any model they have, it comes with a thicker tubes. I'm not really a professional like welders, but the welding is good on both of them, looks to me. Again, you're gonna get a really nice shock on the Ghostcat, very powerful motor versus the Raev, more comfortability riding in the city. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.